Man want to eat, man got to work. My dad used to always say that to me. I can recall being 5 and 6, like vaguely, but I can recall sitting on his knee and him just repeating that over and over to me. Like that is the main thing. If you want to live, if you want to survive, you're going to have to work for it. And honestly, I couldn't appreciate my dad anymore for that because due to that fact, I've never been on government assistance. I despise the welfare state. It is completely nonsensical to me. Like, how does that work? Like, how does it work? I mean, as I've gotten older and grown up, I've seen how it's a lot of. I basically see how it's tax dollars being redistributed, but to me, it was just like I had to be convinced into taking unemployment. Like, no, you paid into that. You've been paying into that. You have to. You can take it while you need. Because me, I was just like, nah, man. Why would I take unemployment? Like, I don't want no damn government handout. That's the way my father raised me, man. But we have this story coming to us from CNBC. Trump administration pursues a rule that would end food stamps for 3.1 million people. And this is via Reuters. The key points is that the Trump administration on Tuesday will propose a rule to tighten food stamp restrictions that would cut about 3.1 million people from the program, U.S. Department of Agricultural officials said. Currently, 43 U.S. states allow residents to automatically become eligible for food stamps through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, if they receive benefits from another federal program known as Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, or TANF, according to the USDA. So ultimately, what it seems that they're going to be doing is stopping people from double dipping into both SNAP and TANF. The agency now wants to require people who receive TANF benefits to pass a review of their income and assets to determine whether they are eligible for free food from SNAP, officials said. If enacted, the rule would save the federal government about $2.5 billion a year by removing people from SNAP, according to the USDA. The Trump administration. So here's the full article. So basically, they're going to be stopping people from double dipping in the programs for families in need. You know, and so I mean that's interesting. That's very, very interesting to see how many people would get eventually get tossed off, because it's not like they want to kick everyone off. What they aim to do is just make it harder for you to double dip and get double assistance. The Trump administration on Tuesday will propose a rule to tighten food stamp restrictions that would, okay, we went through all that currently, okay. U.S. President Donald Trump has argued that many Americans now using SNAP do not need it given the strong economy and low unemployment, and should be removed as a way to save taxpayers as much as $15 billion. That's honestly, it is a pretty good economy. There are some decent jobs out there. So there's, me personally, I've said on this channel multiple times, I am intimately familiar with the outlaw lifestyle. So if I can't get it on or above the table, trust me, I can get it beneath the table. But the last thing I ever want the government to do is to hand anything to me. You know, like, nah, like to an extent, this is going to sound a little jacked up, but to an extent, I have more respect for drug dealers and thieves and the criminal underworld, because, hey, there's no laws there. Only the strong survive. And, well, the strong and the snitches survive. But there is a level of freedom that comes along with that. Like, you know what? I'm not going to play by the government's rules. F off. And our government is so big and vast that it's easy for people to slip through the cracks. I mean, why do you think the ICE raids were a thing? Because it's kind of hard for our government to keep up even with all the immigrants that come through here. Some states are taking advantage of loopholes that allow people to receive the SNAP benefits who would otherwise not qualify and for which they are not entitled, USDA Secretary Sonny Perdue told reporters on a conference call on Monday. SNAP provides free food to some 40 million Americans, or about 12% of the total U.S. population. A Trump-backed effort to pass new restrictions through the Farm Bill was blocked by Congress last year, following a months-long partisan debate. The USDA does not need congressional approval. However, to stop states from automatically allowing recipients of TANF benefits to become eligible for SNAP, said Brandon Lips, a USDA acting deputy undersecretary. Current rules allow people to access SNAP benefits worth thousands of dollars for 2 years without going through robust eligibility reviews, he told reporters on the call. Unfortunately, automatic eligibility has expanded to allow even millionaires and others who simply receive a TANF-funded brochure to become eligible for SNAP when they clearly don't need it. Lips said, the USDA will accept public comment on the proposed rule change. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, in December estimated the rule could save the federal government $8.1 billion from 2019 to 2028, lower than the USDA's estimate. In 2016, the CBO said arguments against the change included concerns that it would eliminate benefits for households in difficult financial situations and increase the complexity and time involved in verifying information on SNAP applications. So that seems to be the end of the article, but as somebody who's always taken issue with these programs being so readily and easily exploited, I'm game. We can have the argument about the quality of work and ways in which to make the pay, the compensation for one's time and labor in the lower wage fields, how to increase that. Yeah, definitely. But as far as public programs and government assistance, like the overabundant welfare state that we have here, hats off to ending this type of program. Because it's just all it does is create the type of environments where, that it's part of the reason why we have all those people at the border in these detention centers, isn't it? Because we have such robust and generous programs, because we are a compassionate nation. And what gets confused a lot is that, you're just being mean. It's not about just being mean, but it's about not being suckered. And unfortunately, that's been the case for way too long. So when it comes to this decision, I couldn't agree with the president any more than I ever could. And my dad definitely would agree as well. That was one of the main tensions between me and my dad, because we'd argue all the time. And I'd be like, look, the jobs aren't worth a damn. Like, I can't build a life off of these types of work, and which is one of the main reasons I ended up in Southern California. But he was just like, hey man, I don't care if you're making $2 an hour, you need to be at that job. Like, bruh, like, come on, man. It's a matter of it being worth it. But honestly, in the end of the day, I never wanted to, it's a big part of the reason why I also am very familiar with and intimately familiar with the outlaw lifestyle, because the legal means in which to procure funds are, let's say, filled with their own issues and ways. Like when you work for yourself, when you're your own boss, trust me, you can pay yourself. Your direct work ties into how much money you make, and that works better for people such as myself, who don't particularly like being tied down to an hourly wage, because if I'm sitting here working my behind off, I want to be compensated fairly for it. So that conversation is to be had, but with the abundance of positions available and them doing the best with the conversation that they have, I can't knock this by any stretch of the imagination. So let me know what you think. All the internet stuff. Like it if you liked it, or if you dislike it, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube definitely is not gonna do it. I'm gonna do that video about the one girl, because she's pretty hot too. Like, there's this hot girl, like Janelle something, that has 2 videos up, millions of subs. It's incredible. And let me know what you think in the comments. Are you can you understand, empathize with people who do need assistance? Because I'm not going to sit here and say, oh no one ever needs assistance, but hey, yeah, at what point do you think we should draw the line? I think that's a great question. At what point do you think that the line between compassionate country and suckers Where is that line drawn for you? Let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next one.